Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Auto Tech Show. My name's Mark Babin, your host. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, we just returned from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, where we attended the AAPEX Automotive Trade Show. Of course, this happened just a few weeks ago, and we just got back. And during the show, I had a chance to sit down with three very inspirational automotive leaders, and I think you're going to enjoy our conversations with them. So over the next 3 episodes, you're going to be able to see those podcast conversations take place, and I hope you enjoy them. This first one is with Greg Bunt. He's the CEO at Transformers Institute, and him and his team are working very actively to bring a new level of leadership and communication for automotive leaders and automotive service industry operators, essentially helping to build trust with the customer, something that's so important, and that's exactly what I sat down with Greg to discuss. So enjoy this episode, and we'll see you for a few more AAPEX shows in the coming weeks. Greg, thanks so much for stopping by here. Hopefully AAPEX has been good for you so far, but yeah, thanks so much for being with us on the podcast today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great show, just to see people like you from all over the world coming together and supporting the automotive aftermarket. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to see the industry come together, and I think especially now when so much is changing so fast. The technology is changing, service standards are changing, and to see everyone come together and proactively want to move the ball forward is really nice to see.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So on that topic, I want to talk to you about building trust within the automotive servicing side and how people can do that. And obviously the demands and the customer demands have been changing a lot recently. Do you feel like there's a specific reason for all of that right now, or do you feel like it's maybe a pivotal moment where there's a lot of efforts and there's a lot of different angles and variables that have made this moment? How do you feel like that right now?
I was going to go way out and then kind of bring that back in.
Yeah.
But, here in America, there's just a general mistrust of everything right now.
Okay.
You watch, YouTube Reels, TikTok Reels, Instagram, everybody's got an angle of why you can't trust and who's doing this to who. So I hate to say it, in our country, there's a lot of mistrust going on.
Okay.
And then you boil that down. The automotive industry, at least here in America, has had a black eye ever since I've been in it, and that's over 30 years. And so, you have that to overcome. People are always wondering, am I paying more than I should? Am I being sold something that my car doesn't need? And unfortunately, again, here in America, there's a little bit of a dog-eat-dog where dealer versus independents, independents versus independents, chains versus independents. Nobody's like, hey, I'm sorry you had a bad experience down at Joe's Auto. Let me take care of you. No, oh yeah, Joe's Auto, they rip everybody off and this and that.
It's like a virus. It just spreads
exactly.
that message.
And human nature is we're attracted to negative news, so people get into that. And then on top of that, there's always an article in some big magazine, how to keep your mechanic from ripping you off. And the truth is, and I work with, I have 6 shops myself, plus I work with over 100 shop owners in a coaching relationship. And the automotive shop owners, the ones that are here, the ones that are engaged, they're some of the most honest, trustworthy, hardworking people that there are, but yet they got this black eye. So, there's a lot of factors that go into that, right? The society, internet, the reputation. So now, obviously, the question becomes, how do you overcome that, right? Yeah. So technology is certainly a piece of that.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, you got 2 things of trust, right? Can I trust you to tell me what's wrong with my car and charge me a fair price, number one. But the other thing that's coming up, as I was thinking through having this conversation with you, is there's a trust level of, can you fix my 2022 car, right? I trust you to fix my 2007, but can you fix the modern vehicle, right? So I think a shop that leverages technology and shows the consumer that, hey, we are up on technology, and has to educate their customer that, hey, we have the same training, diagnostic tools, tools that they would expect at a dealership, that, hey, us in the aftermarket, we have all that too. And I think there's been kind of a stigma that, okay, once my car is out of warranty, then I can go to an independent shop, and by that time, hopefully they'll have the tools, training, and equipment to fix it. When reality is that, most of really good shops, they've already invested in that technology to the same level that the dealership has, but I don't think the general consumer knows that. So when you come to a shop, right, and you're, instead of writing back in the day, right, you write it down on paper, and now, okay, there's a computer system to write up the ticket. There's digital vehicle inspections where we're going to send you videos, pictures, explanations of what we found on your vehicle. Those are all leveraging technology to build trust.
Yeah, and I think that is the solution. And people need to see, like you said, there's so much forms of media that create these bad stigmas, but if there's a digital record and there's proof that can be shown, not just an opinion, then it's maybe easier for the customer to trust in that relationship that they're building with the provider?
Absolutely. And I think it's twofold. One is the human interaction, right? We call, people that help at the counter service advisors, right? Their job is to not only build the estimate and present to the consumer what their vehicle needs, but to advise them, hey, this is what I would do today, this is what you can put off till tomorrow.
Without the bias of just trying to make more money. Like there has to be that this is actually what's best for you, this is safer for you.
Exactly. And that's that advisor role.
Yeah.
And a service advisor, legitimately, they're in a sales role. Their job is to overcome objections and get people to do what they need to do to keep their car safe and reliable on the road. But a lot of service advisors, and it's just the way the industry has been, is what I call spray and pray. You just throw everything at them.
See what they go for.
It's $3,000. What do you want to do? Instead of taking the advisor role and saying, okay, these are the primary things. This is what you brought the vehicle in for. These are some maintenance items that appear to be deficient based on, service records, based on our history, based on the condition of whatever. And let's schedule those out. Let's make sure that your car stays safe and reliable through not only repairs, but through the maintenance. And then you become their trusted advisor, similar to a doctor, right? Yeah. And I think that's where technology can come in too, where, here's the specifications that your manufacturer recommends, but here's conditions of your vehicle, here's pictures of the bushings, of the fluids, those kind of things. And here's my personal relationship. I've been doing this for, I've been in this 30 years, but, service advisor's been there 5, 10, 15 years. Like I've gone down this road. I can tell you based on what you told me, the way your driving habits are, what your long-term plans for the vehicle is, plus our inspection. Let's make a roadmap to keep you safe and reliable. And then the consumer's like, okay, they're on my side. Yeah. They're not just here, you need $3,000 worth of work, what do you want to do? Oh, and then, well, can I see anything? No, you just got to trust me.
Trust me that this is going.
Right.
I even had brought a car to get serviced a couple months ago, and they were mentioning that some of the rubber bushings were starting to crack, and it's going to cost this much more to fix it.
Right.
Can I see? Well, we'd have to get it on the lift, and but technology can be leveraged to back up what's being said, and that will assert trust. That will make that relationship better because you're showing me. If they could have showed me, here's a photo of it on our system that our technician took while he was doing the inspection.
Right.
Oh, okay, I see now, and I know what you mean, rather than just have to take it for word of mouth.
Right. And I'm going to take that one step further, and this is a true story from my own shop.
Yep.
My wife drives an Audi, and they have the 6 or 8 link suspension with all the bushings, and they do wear out legitimately. Mm-hmm. And my shop sends my wife a picture of some suspension bushings. Now, I'm retired from working on vehicles, but I was an ASC L1 master technician, and I'm like, I'm not even sure quite what they sent me a picture of. I knew it was a bushing. My wife sure as heck is not going to know what that picture is, and so I let them know, hey, there needs to be a circle and an arrow. Okay, see that, put a little arrow,
Great
see
point.
where the bushing is ripped right here. This is what it's causing. And so that's something at my own company we've been working on. Hey, it's not just about taking pictures, but it's about drawing on those pictures and being able to explain to the customer what they're looking at, right? And I can look at most automotive pictures, okay, and I know what that is, but the general consumer doesn't. So in your instance, it would have been great if you could have been underneath the car. Hey, look,
totally.
Put a pry bar on.
But that's not realistic
for
for every customer.
Absolutely. Now, if they would have had a video of that or a picture with an arrow, see this tear right here. Yep. This is what it's causing. Yep. then it would have been like, oh, okay, well, that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
And, whether it's a leaking coolant, leaking oil, a torn bushing or whatever, it takes more than just a picture of some random part for the consumer to go, okay, now I understand that.
And there's also that predictive maintenance side as well. But if you look at something like tires, if there's a digital record in the shop of a tire,
absolutely,
being, okay, your tire tread on this date was this, over the past year you've spent this much tire tread, we would predict that you should probably get your tires changed in January.
Absolutely.
To keep you safe, that's what I would advise. And
yes.
That's, again, using that technology to break down that wall to be more transparent.
Right. No, I think that's great. And I know that's part of the technology that you guys are brought to market, where you can, hey, your tires are at, 8:30 seconds and then 6:30 seconds and then 4:30. Okay, now, like you said, predictive replacement. Yeah. It's not like, oh crap, I got Christmas bills coming up and now you want to sell me $1,600 worth of tires. But hey, yeah, it's snowing, it's winter, you need those tires. Where if they were known that was coming up and they had a good idea, they could have saved that money and been more proactive with it. So,
and I guess you could use that in the industry. Even we go back to the bushing example, we can say this was in the record from 8th of March of last year. We know that you haven't got them done yet. Predictively, we could tell you that it's going to be much worse now based on what we saw last year, and this is this year, and so we can predict maybe you need to do this extra piece.
Right.
So using really technology to break down that wall of transparency, would you say with some certainty then that those that do take this proactive step in leveraging technology to help build relationships are going to be the ones that see more success in the coming years?
Yeah, 100%. The industry is definitely changing. Consumers expect all businesses, not just automotive repair, to leverage technology for their customer service. My only warning, I guess, for the industry, and I'm 100% a believer in technology, we use a lot of technology at my company, is not to take out the personal relationship.
100%
right?
agree.
Have that,
yep.
You're leveraging the technology to enhance that relationship and that trust building, and not rely, because there's people, when digital vehicle inspections get put into a shop, it's pretty much a no-brainer that they're going to increase their average ticket, 20, 30%.
Wow.
And I've had service advisors say, hey, it's great. I just send them the list of stuff. They check off what they want to do. I don't even have to talk to them. I'm like, man, you're making a big mistake, right? You're becoming a kiosk.
It's a great feature to have, and some people may prefer that, but for the broader spectrum of customers, you should be able to still have that human contact.
Absolutely. And what I teach is, yes, send them the inspection, and then have a phone call with them, go over the inspection, prioritize it, then send them the price or go over the price over the phone and check off what they want to do. But that's, to me, the right way to leverage technology in that kind of sales situation. So you got the best of both worlds.
Are there other competitive advantages that you would say that using these types of solutions to enhance relationships and having a stronger relationship with your clientele gives you? If maybe you're a smaller shop and you're trying to compete right now with the staffing issues and everything that's going on, are there competitive advantages that you would see?
Yeah, for sure. The time savings, right? And you and I were talking offline that a consumer using your technology can take a picture of their tire, send that right into the catalog, be able to pick the right tire. I mean, that's brilliant because you're streamlining the process, that it takes less time to pull up that tire. But then you're also eliminating the human error of, I wrote down the wrong number, now we ordered you the wrong tires, now you got to come back again.
Yeah.
So for sure, the technology can be used to save time. Yeah. The instead of using the old little gauge to measure tires, right? You've got technology that
the technology exists. Yeah.
And not only tells you the tread depth, but is there a wear pattern issue that should lead to an alignment? So I think all of those things that speed up the technician's job, speed up the service advisor's job, and create more accuracy in the repair and ordering the right part, right? A VIN scanner to make sure that goes into the parts catalog, to make sure that the right part comes on, with all those breakdowns. Being in this industry a long time, it was, handwritten tickets and telephone calls when I started this, and been able to see the technology change and catalogs get better, technology get better to make that experience better. But I think the other piece of it that is kind of the hidden gem is it tells that consumer, hey, this shop, maybe it's small, is still up on technology. They can fix my modern car.
That was what I was going to bring up. Based on everything you've seen, have you seen smaller, medium shops able to compete on a larger scale because they have better relationship management?
Absolutely. And there is, and I don't know about in Europe, but here, right, a lot of auto repair was done at gas stations, service stations.
True.
And so now that's gone away. People decided they could probably make more money selling Snickers bars than fixing cars. But that's kind of the stigma of, okay, I'm going to bring my grocery getter, my yard work truck to the gas station shop because it's cheaper, but I got to bring my newer vehicle back to the dealership.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that have the technology, blah blah blah, to fix that car. And so overcoming that, and it's more than technology, right? Yeah. It's having a modern looking facility. It's letting people know what
trust.
You have. Yeah, there's a lot of components to that. But can you imagine somebody that just thinks aftermarket auto repair is kind of like that gas station, and then they come to an event like AAPEX and SEMA and go, holy cow, like this is a real industry, right? That people just have no idea.
No, it's not in their world.
Yeah, what we're doing, and just walking around here, all the technology that's available. Yeah. Everything that goes into our industry, it's and part of it, and again, I don't know in Europe how different this is, but we're really, really, really fragmented, right? We're multi-billion-dollar industry, yet the average shop only does $650,000, $700,000 a year. So
that's crazy.
You do the math, that's just a lot of little independent shops, and they don't all come to events like this and understand how investing in technology and things can I think a lot of those guys are in for a rude awakening over the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I think that's a huge note, and one that we should definitely echo as loud as possible is, if you're that size of it, you need to understand, you need to adapt, you need to build those relationships, and technology is going to help you get there.
Absolutely.
If you don't, then it's going to be a struggle the next decade,
right.
If you make it.
Right.
Wow. Well, it's a big call, and I think it's a big wake-up call for a lot of people in the industry, especially in the next few years.
Right.
As a lot's going to continue to change, and we're seeing that at the show this year as well. But I appreciate your insights, Greg. It's been fantastic talking to you. I wish you best of luck on the rest of your trainings.
Thank you.
And look forward to continuing our conversation.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. And we're out.